Since the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic, the government of Sierra Leone has closed down all places, especially social gathering, which has seriously affected the general public. Amongst those who are heavily affected are the war-wounded and amputee victims who survived the country's 11-year civil war a few decades ago. These people live by public solicitations, as many of them have no livelihood, no jobs, or a way to generate income. Many organizations are complementing the efforts of government in the COVID-19 fight. However, over the years, most of the needs of the war-wounded and amputees have not been met by the government of Sierra Leone, considering recommendations from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission (TRC), which state government should include war victims in terms of support. Pastor Tambafino is the National Secretary General for the amputees and also the country liaison officer for the Melqosh Mission International.
The TRC was a credible institution, realizing the causes of the war. They made their recommendations based on the causes of the war. And so whatever recommendation the TRC made, I believe, should be incumbent upon the government. The situation of the war victims have been deplorable because of their condition. Most of us could no longer fend for ourselves. So we largely depend on support from people. And in this drive, Melqosh Mission has been a blessing to us for the past 10 years. And so that has been cushioning our suffering somehow.
The Melqosh Mission, which is an international non-profitable organization, has been over the years very supportive to these war-wounded and amputee victims for over 12 years now. As part of their responsibility, the organization received a donation from the Afro Arts Production to support over 70 families that are war-wounded and amputee victims in the Kono district.
Since this time around, the need of the war victim is badly felt. So the organization deemed it fit to reach out to them with support in terms of food, in terms of counseling and other mechanisms, to at least save the victims of the war.
Kono district, a Damon-Ferrous region at the east of the country, and was among districts that were heavily affected by the 11-year civil war. But how important is this gesture from the Melqosh Mission International with support from Afro Arts Production to the victims in Kono?
It's not so easy for get them kind of donations there, but we have to assure them say it's timely and we need them, and at the very time that we can to ahead. In times of trouble, anybody can to ahead. We not go forget them, we go remember them in prayer.
We're glad it's too much because now rainy season, so in this lockdown, not get way to the eat, but for now we they don't give you their alpha bag. We happy too much, and this water we they give. So they tell them, but thank you, what they do for because our life there they don't return back, life there. Because get picking them, not get South pull.
The lockdown imposed by the government has worsened the situation of most of these war victims because of their condition, and the country's situation, most of them are now street beggars.
Since the break of this COVID-19, life's too hard for we. The disease not been carried, the virus not been carried, that life be still difficult for we. I'm not going to say I can't double, so it don't be double trouble. Really, the thing not easy for we, it's difficult for we.
They make garden, and garden we make and plazas they go sell. For now the plazas don't work now. They can go so they 2 blocks, so they 5 blocks. They reach but a couple money sell. So they really suffer.
Most of them depends on begging. You know, they leave their premises to come to district headquarters, you know, to beg. But because of this district lockdown, some were no longer able to come to these places. So it was difficult for them to even get their survival.
Before the outbreak, the Melqosh Mission International had been very supportive to victims in health, education, food aid in crisis program, etc. With support from the Afro Arts Production, this is the fourth phase of support the Melqosh Mission International is providing since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country.
These people are in their need. So, I mean, our arrival and the giving of these donations to them was like heaven brought on planet Earth for them. They appreciated it so much, so much, so much. And they appreciated Melqosh, you know, for this great offer because they were in their need. They were in their need.
Would they beg that not to win no more alone? The number where they send, they encouraging, but we want to let them hard and back all the time. We come in the street and they rubbish. Do you let it help? Let we able to cross this situation. We're not going to ever forget them.
Over 70 families of war victims, which include war wounded, war amputees, war widows, and war orphans, benefited from the COVID-19 response in the Connaught district. Each of them received a bag of rice, bundles of pure water, hand-washing buckets, antibacterial soaps, and face masks.
All beneficiaries were given a bag of rice, that 25-kilo bag of rice, and a mask per person.
Pastor Faith Okrafo-Smart, vision carrier of the Melqosh Mission International, has promised that other war victims will benefit from the help, which will be in the fifth phase of the distribution.